Hey guys, so I just wanted to make a little video today about yoga and water. So I know that back home in the United States, a lot of people put their water bottles next to their mats, or maybe even a single-use water bottle like this next to their mat, and they want to take a little drink here and there in between asanas and during their practice. However, that's actually really not a good idea because one, you're interrupting your flow. You're interrupting the progression of asanas, the breath. It's a huge distraction when you reach down and have a cup of water or have a sip of water. And especially if you're in a class and you do this, you're disturbing the entire class. So that's not so cool. Even if you're doing this, you're still, you're going to distract others around you and you're distracting yourself from your practice. What I also thought was pretty funny in India when I was taking classes is that whenever I would, it's so hot, right? Like sometimes it's 100 degrees, super humid, there's no air conditioning, there's no fan during practice, and so you're so hot, you're practicing it for 90 minutes, and then you want a sip of water, and then your teacher always says, drink less water. Every time. I will never forget my teachers saying, drink less water in India every time I would go for a sip. Even if it was my first sip from the whole class, it was always drink less water. So that's just something nice to know, I guess, about your yoga practice, is that although it's tempting to have your bottle next to you when you practice, you really shouldn't, unless you're sick, and if you have a cough or something that's persistent, then that's, of course, fine to have water during that in that situation. Also, if you're taking a sip of water, one last thing to remember is that you're giving your body something to process. So if I'm taking a few gulps of water and then I'm going into a forward fold, my body is currently in the middle of doing something with the water I just put in. So instead of it completely being able to go into the pose or completely being able to melt into that, there's something else going on inside of me, in the body. The body has to handle the water. The body has to begin to move it and to process it. So if you can give your body the absolute least amount to do during your practice, except for focusing on the movement, on the breath, on the being there, that's the best. So I know that's maybe not what we all want to hear. I know I love having water too, and I get nervous sometimes if it's too hot, that my throat will dry out. But do your hardest to try to not put these guys next to your mat. Okay, so anyway, hope that was interesting, useful, I don't know, but maybe you took something from it. Let me know in the comments below.